So you're in this role now. What is your how do you maintain motivation and how do you find fulfillment now?
And I think we talked about this. I think to a certain extent, and Mary talked about it like in the corporate world, and I think I still had some of that in my head, like climbing the ladder type of thing. And then I kind of realized the title really didn't mean as much to me as I thought it would. It was really more respect from my peers, respect from management and my team. And so for me, what I get fulfillment from is seeing the success of the team, and I like to share that with them. I guess that's what motivates me, and I think that goes back to the sports days. It's winning, right? But how do you define win in home health or in therapy? Really, to me, and I know Mary's done a great job of this as well, but we have a lot of tenure in our therapy team. That's hard. As you talked about, it's hard to find therapists because a lot of them know they can go somewhere else and
keep them.
And so the fact that we've been able to keep the large majority of our therapists for 10 plus years, I take pride in that. So that and then success, seeing them succeed in patient outcomes, succeed in reducing hospitalizations. So that's how I get my.
Yeah, because that's another huge thing, right? Readmittance.
It's huge. It's huge. And unfortunately, we don't see a lot of patients on weekends. And a lot of times that's what happens as they go into the hospital over the weekend. So we've tried to do a good job of seeing patients that we feel like are high risk on Fridays and Mondays, and if they have to be seen on Saturday, we've started to do a little bit more therapy on Saturday for that reason.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, the patient doesn't want to go to the hospital. The hospitals don't want to readmit them, and we don't want them to go back. There's a lot of reasons. Everybody has a lot of interest in reducing rehospitalizations.
Have you seen a shift though, at least on the acute side, that the stays are getting shorter and shorter? So people are coming out sicker and sicker?
Yes. That happened even when I was back in rehab. I mean, we would have patients that they have to do 3 hours of therapy, and there was no way, even with two therapists and an aide, there was no way we were going to get that person.
Yeah,
to
the
do
energy
anything
levels and the.
Yeah, so I saw it. I mean, this 15 years ago, I saw it then, but I feel like it's gotten more so in the home. And then, the piece that I don't think gets talked about enough with home health is how much education the families get when the patient comes home, especially if a patient, maybe it's a new stroke, healthy, 45-year-old, otherwise healthy 45-year-old that maybe never went to see the doctor, now had a massive stroke, and they're at home with family that has no idea how to manage them. That's where the home health really comes in, and it can be challenging, but it's a good challenge.
Yeah, I think it's one of the hard parts of that is because there's this inherent thing in families that you want to protect them, right? Mm-hmm. But it's that fine balance of doing too much for them and not pushing them to not doing enough for them.
Yes, and I found that there's certain cultures that are more geared towards that than others. And so sometimes I'll have to tell them, by helping them, you're actually hurting them, because if she can put her shoes on or pants on by herself safely, and that's the big thing. If they can do it safely, let them try. Yeah, let them try first. If it becomes unsafe or something medical starts to happen, then jump in. But at least let them try it.
Right. Cool. Yeah. So what do you do for, obviously, a therapist? We got to keep up our CEUs, but what do you do for growth on the other side?
And that's really where I have no business background really at all, or management really, other than just self-learned and taught what I've learned on the job here. So I've done I go to California's conferences, I haven't been to a national conference yet, but I know that that's in the works. We do a lot of networking. So through our payer sources, they oftentimes have conferences that we attend. And so, they present on things, but really where we get a lot of information is talking with other agencies that are maybe facing the same struggles that we are, figuring out how they do things to help us do things better on our end.
So sharing best practices and trying to.
I would say a lot of networking, but Mary's been very good about sending us to conferences. I've also done, I'm OASIS certified. So big long document that you have to fill out for patients coming onto home health
Yeah, I
care.
looked at it once and said, I'm never doing this.
Yeah, so I'm certified, but I'm nowhere near an expert. I will say that. So I have the certification. But
You got to be kidding me. You hand me a booklet? No.
yeah, it is rough, but yeah. So those are the kinds of things that we do, and yeah, they obviously have to do the CEUs to keep your license. So
Right. Okay, cool. So same thing, like, how do you redefine success? Has success, the definition of success changed? And if so, how have you redefined it now?
So yeah, I would say it has. I think that if we're talking about just in general, I think always needing a goal is kind of a bad thing to do, because very rarely are you going to attain the goal. You have to make the goals attainable, and we work with our patients on telling them that too. But if you set too many goals for yourself, you're not going to attain them. So I've tried to learn, and I'm kind of a hyperactive person by nature, but to calm myself and live in the now. So success for me,
Very
I'm trying to
important.
learn myself to teach myself, all right, I have a cup of coffee, I have an awesome office, everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
Then I tend to accomplish my goals more than if I set a bunch of goals and I'm trying to go.
Right.
So I don't know if that answers your question, other than my approach at success is less focused on a specific goal, but instead to just be present in the now,
Right.
and happy in the now. Because if I'm not that way, whatever goals I set, I'm not going to achieve.